Want to welcome you to the Entrepreneurship Small Business Accelerator Program Overview. Want to thank you for coming out to find out more information about the Urban League of Greater Atlanta's Entrepreneurship Center. We're going to welcome you today. My name is Mark Parham. I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship Center. We're going to be going through this agenda that we have here, greetings, guidelines for today. We're going to talk about what the Urban League is. Then we're going to talk about the Entrepreneurship Center, a little history on that. Then we're going to go through the Small Business Accelerator Program Overview, how we do business coaching, the 2019 program schedule, then how you can enroll in the program, and then finally the summary. Today's presenters, my name is Mark Parham. I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship Center for the Urban League of Greater Atlanta, and I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Alvin Perry. Dr. Perry.
Hello, good evening.
He is the program manager. You see both of our email addresses there. We're going to be going through this presentation tonight talking about different aspects of our center. So the guidelines for today, I don't want you to be afraid to ask questions. Interaction is good. Just keep your mind open to learning something new. If you have a question, we've got answers. There's a chat box down at the bottom of the screen down here that you can click on. And Dr. Perry will be monitoring that. So if you type your question in, he'll be monitoring it, and he'll either answer your question or ask your question out loud so everyone can hear. I know some of you are listening on the phone as well as watching. This thing is being recorded, so I will be sending out a link to the recording after we finish, so you may watch it again. All your phone lines will be muted during this presentation, so the only way you can communicate with us is using the chat box. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to talk about first the Urban League of Greater Atlanta. For those of you that don't know, the National Urban League was founded in 1910 in New York City. It's been around a long time. It was originally founded to support African-American families that were migrating up north. You know, 3 interracial nonprofit organizations got together and created the Urban League. And now the Urban League has grown to more than 88 affiliates in 35 states and across the country, and it's led by our president, national president, Mark Morial. The Urban League of Greater Atlanta, the CEO is Nancy Flake Johnson. This was started in 1920, and it focuses on instilling hope and linking people to pathways to empowerment. And our motto is we work to empower communities and change lives. The Urban League has a number of programs. I'm not going to go into all of them tonight, but as you start coming more closely associated with the league, you'll find out more about it. We have workforce development where we help people, you know, try to find work, try to get them ready for work. We have a lot of great opportunities for people to learn how to get employed today. We have education and training where we do Microsoft Office training, things like that. We have a home ownership division where we help people purchase homes. We have a first-time home buyers workshop that meets once a month. If you attend it, you will get a certificate for down payment assistance of up to $25,000. That's good for a year. Of course, we have the Entrepreneurship Center where we're going to be discussing tonight. We have a program of health and wellness, and then we do community outreach and advocacy. And then we have youth services, which one of our larger divisions now. We have youth programs starting at the age of 14 to 24, help youth get their GED. We have a youth build program where they can learn construction trades. We have a lot of different programs for youth. The Entrepreneurship Center. It was started in 2006, and it was specifically designed to address minority business development. But the primary goal is to assist aspiring entrepreneurs to develop great businesses. There are 13 entrepreneurship centers throughout the United States in most of your major metropolitan areas, and we all work together to try to help people start and grow their businesses. Our target market, there's 3 categories of businesses that we primarily work with. Category 1, startup businesses. People, you got a great idea. You may have started something in your home, and you want to turn it into a business that really generates revenue. So these are startup businesses. We call these startups or evaluation, infancy businesses. Category 2, these are people that have actually been out there doing it. You've been out there 1 to 3 years, and you may not have registered with the state of Georgia. You may not have your EIN, but you are working and you're generating revenue. And now you've been doing it long enough, you decided, I really want to do this. Let me write a plan and try to get funding and get the help I need to grow my business. In the third category are existing businesses. These are businesses that have been at it 3 years and greater. They've established a share in the marketplace. They have a solid foundation. They're ready to start working and receiving very substantial contracts from the state, local, and federal government, as well as the private sector. The UrbanLink, we have a number of relationships with the state and local government and private sector, and we are connectors. We can help connect you to opportunities once you go through our program. The way people come to us, we get a lot of referrals from other community agencies, friends and family. People get on the internet and they search entrepreneurship training. Our program comes up. You enroll you can attend any of our workshop series, or you can enroll like you're going to learn how to tonight directly into our programs. So currently, the programs that we're running here, ULGA Small Business Accelerator has 2 tracks, primary tracks. Track 1 is a startup accelerator. And once again, you have a business idea or you're working in the business for less than 2 years and you're ready to write a plan to start to grow your business. It's not always a business plan. Sometimes it's just a strategic plan or an action plan, but you made a conscious decision that you're ready to turn this into a business. The Growth Accelerator, you've been working your business for 2 years or more, and you're ready to grow it. You've been doing it. You decided you were making cookies, and now you're in the cookie making business, and you like it. We also conduct special topic workshops throughout the year. These are topics on like digital marketing, funding. How do you get your business funded? Just one workshop where we go over, do a deep dive on certain topics. So you'll be getting an invitation to those workshops as well. We're going to be doing a lot of those as webinars as we're doing tonight. We find a lot of people are really enjoying using this webinar platform, and we're going to take advantage of it. Some of our resource partners, we have close association with the SBA. We work on a number of micro lenders. A lot of the micro lenders, these are people that lend money starting at $500 and up. They refer clients to us to get them ready for lending. We send clients back to them to borrow money. We work with regular banks and small business development centers, community organizations, colleges, universities. So it's a resource pool that we try to connect you to by coming into our program so that you will know us, but we also connect you to other agencies that you can get assistance to grow your business. The Small Business Accelerator Program overviews. Right now I'm going to go into a little more detail about how the accelerator program works. First, the Small Business Accelerator is funded by different sources. This year we are fortunate enough to get funding from the City of Atlanta, from the Arthur Blanks Foundation, Wells Fargo, Coca-Cola, AARP, and many others are funding some of the training that we're doing. We have 2 tracks we're going to be using. The growth track, these workshops will meet on Tuesday evenings, and each track is for 8 weeks. And the startup track is going to meet on Thursday evenings for 8 weeks. The goal of our class size, so everybody can feel comfortable in the class, is 25 to 30 students. The training material we're going to use will be the FDIC Money Smart for Small Business curriculum. We use Core 4. And then we have content that's created by our great business coaches and trainers that they all have special areas that they work in that will help you identify, things that you may have missed and may have missed in some of the other training. And also for each track, there's going to be a centralized web portal that you'll be able to go to and schedule a session with coaches. You'll be able to look at materials that were handed out in class. You'll be able to answer questions in forums and things like this. So you'll have your own private place that you have to be a member once you enroll in the program that you'll be able to log into, ask questions, see the calendar of events coming up and everything that's going to go with that. I've been talking here for a minute, Dr. Perry. We got any questions you want to bring up, or we're still doing good?
No questions. I just had somebody mention about they're hearing echo, but I don't hear the echo, so I don't know if they're on two different systems or something.
Okay.
I don't hear the echo on my end.
All right.
No one's asked a question yet.
All right. Thank you, sir. So the workshop structure, this will be an 8-week program of training. Each session is 3 hours. Some topics will have 2 sessions because we don't feel that one session is enough. Normally what happens between 6 and 7:15, we're going to lecture. We're going to be bringing in guest speakers. So if you are a business owner and you have a story to tell and you want to be a guest speaker, please let us know. We always find it's good for our guests to come in that are actually doing it and living entrepreneurship to share with the rest of the class. The rest of the session is actually going to be a hands-on lab work. We find that a lot of times it's great to come to a class, but a lot of times when you get home, you don't have to do time to do the assigned work. So now we're going to make sure that you have an opportunity in your class. For example, if we teach you how to do market research, we're going to actually give you time to do market research. So we're there with you in case you have questions. Or if you're going to be working on evaluating your financials, we're going to be there with you. So part of the class will be, lecture, and the part of it will be hands-on work. We're also going to use virtual webinars for training and coaching. As you are here for this webinar, we're going to be doing a lot of workshops via the webinar, particularly for the growth track will be more webinar driven. A lot of times the startup track, we like to keep people together so they can learn how to network and things like that. So, but these will meet on a regular basis and you get calendars. We're also going to put together mastermind groups. We're going to take all of our programs and try to collect people together, maybe by industry, maybe by the type of business. So you can start sharing information and getting to know each other versus just knowing us. We also are going to do connection to other resources. I'm scheduling tours at some of the small business development centers, Georgia Tech, ATDC. As events come up in our community, I get noticed, we'll schedule tours and maybe we'll go to these events as a group, okay? But we're going to invite business owners and topic specialists as speakers. So if you know any, you feel that people have topics on taxes or accounting or digital marketing, let us know and we'll invite them in to speak. Every participant in the growth track specifically will receive a call every week or email every week, accountability coaching. We know you get busy. We're going to try to keep you on track. It's so easy to get off track. But the final outcome of all of our workshop is a documented business strategic growth strategy. And whether that's a plan, or it's an action plan, whatever it is, we want you to have it documented so there's something you can follow. And we save all the information in our client management system. So anytime you talk to any one of our coaches, they'll be able to pull up your plan. So the startup accelerator target market is for people that have a business idea and they want to evaluate it. I think I want to start a landscaping business. Let me evaluate if I can really make money at it. Some people just want to find out if business ownership is really the right fit for them. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. So we go through some assessments and self-assessments and ask you questions to find out if this is really for you. The whole goal is really to write a strategic business plan to start the business. This is not that 30-page monster that we used to fear writing. We have great online tools that we direct you to that you just kind of answer questions and it kind of helps you write your plan. After you do that, we help you evaluate it and we will help you with your financials, doing it, profit and loss and projections, all the things people generally have a tough time with. And we want to show you how to do that market research. A lot of times, we ask people, Dr. Perry, we say, who you want to sell to? What do they say?
Everybody.
Everybody, right. And so we try to help them figure out exactly who their target market is. And what's great about this is discussing the business idea with a business coach, someone that doesn't have any personal interest in it. They're just trying to make sure you do the right thing. Any comments that you have, Dr. Perry, at this point? I know I've been rambling on here, just trying to get through this.
Hey, well, you're doing a great job, and that's a good segue in that portion you're talking about in terms of, who's the target. At the end of the day, when you're starting a business, and especially in this portion here, when you have a business idea, there's three things you got to think about, and that's what's the problem you're addressing, what's the solution that you're providing, and who is willing to pay for it. And the more you can streamline and understand who that is, the better you're going to be as a business owner.
Right. And those are the three things that Dr. Perry is going to be beating you upside the head with every session. All right. So when we talk about topics, when we're talking about the Startup Accelerator, when we go through week number 1, we're going to be talking about new venture ideas. How do you develop the idea? We use a tool called Dream Builder to help you write your business plan. You'll be able to log into this tool, get your own account, and it will help you create your plan. We then want you to develop your products and services. A lot of times you're kind of all over the place. We try to help you pick the top 3, figure out, do the market research, figure out who your competition is. Then we figure out who your customer is. How do you position and brand yourself? How do you pitch your business? If you go to a networking event and they say, stand up and talk about your business, can you do it in 30 seconds? Can you do it in 60 seconds? Pricing and selling, building the plan, and reviewing the next steps are the things that we need to do, okay? And then we help you write your plan and how to present it. For some of you that have not formed the business entity, we have a workshop where we teach you that you can go to the Secretary of State, how to do it online. Those of you that really want to start marketing yourself, we help you develop a capability statement. And our whole thing is really developing the business action plan, your plan to go into business. Now, the Growth Accelerator target market, these are small businesses or businesses that have been operating for at least 24 months or more. You don't have to be registered with the state or have an EIN, but you got to be serious about business. We can help you get registered. We can help you get the EIN. We don't want to count you out just because a lot of you have been working at home, selling cakes and pies to people, maybe cutting grass, doing different things. We want to show you, if you're ready, how to get that business so you can start getting contracts and get a real revenue stream going. We also want to help you look for funding to grow your business. There's all kind of funding resources out here. We know who they are. We work very closely with them, and we can help guide you. And we want to connect you to other resources. There's so many resources out here that you're unaware of that can really help you grow. But our goal, once again, we want you to want a documented strategy for growth. We don't want it to stay in your head. We want you to put it on paper so you have a map to follow to grow your business. Some of the topics we talk about in the Growth Accelerator, how to develop a strategic plan. Okay, we do a marketing audit. We look at how you've been marketing your business. We look at customers. Who are your customers? How you been getting them? Have you really analyzed your competition? What's your marketing strategy? Pricing and selling your products? At this point, maybe you do have financials, maybe you don't, but we start helping you create them, because if you're going to borrow money, you're going to need to have financial statements. So we're going to have you work on these things so that you can actually, when you go into a funder, you're ready to talk business. A lot of us have gotten to the point where we get to the point of operations. Do we have processes and procedures in place? What kind of management style do we have? Dr. Perry, we talk management style. How important is that?
Very important.
Yeah.
You're only as strong as the people you're really leading.
Right. Yeah. And the final thing is a strategic plan roadmap. We're going to have you create a plan and then present it to our panelists and other business owners so they can help you determine. This is not a pass or fail thing. This is something just to show you how to move in the right direction. Then, of course, we have a graduation. This year, we're going to combine our graduation. We're going to have a bigger event. And we're going to have people doing pitching and different things like that. So the way we deliver our program, we do on-site workshops. The majority of them are downtown at the Urban League as Peachtree Center. We're going to be doing online workshops. You'll be able to meet with a coach one-on-one using phone, video, or face-to-face. We try to get you to use the phone or video because it cuts down on driving time. And we like it because we actually can record those sessions and then send them back to you. So you don't have to take as copious notes, and you can see what you're doing, at a later point. We also have some self-paced business assessment and development tools. So you don't always have to be working on our schedule. Some of you are going to work faster than others. So we have tools that you work at the pace that you work at. And our coaches will ride right along with you. So you don't have to feel like just because the class is here, you can be in front of us if you're putting the time in, and we're willing to work with you on that. For each session, there's going to be a workshop presentation that you'll have online access to after the session. So after the session, you'll receive an email, and it'll be a cumulative email for every session. You'll get a copy of the presentation and a link to any handout. So if you miss a session, you'll get the next day, you'll get a link so you can review the session so you can stay up with us. For some of you, you will also receive a hard copy handout of the presentation and assessments to put in your workbook. But you're going to receive an email with a link to the presentation, any online documents that were used. And then in the next session, we're going to spend some time reviewing the last session for at least a few minutes, so that for those of you that missed it and you did get a chance to go through the presentation and handout, you can ask any questions that you may have. But to complete our program, you're going to be required to attend all the sessions you can, unless you contact us in advance of missing a session. Now, we know life happens, so we'd like you to be at every one of them, but life happens. That's why we're sending out the other information. But it's important that you communicate with us so we know what the deal is. You may miss a session, but we can send you the stuff and schedule a coaching session with you, and you can catch right back up. You're going to be required to complete all assigned work. You're going to be required to create an action plan, and you're going to be required to take all surveys and assessments during the program and even afterwards. Because I want you to understand that once you come into our program, even though you complete it, your coaching is still available for you. You can still contact us. You're working on a contract. You're working on an RFP. You want help trying to review it. We're here for you. But it's going to help us to know that if we send you a survey or an assessment, like you're going to receive one about this webinar tonight. How'd you like it? We need to know how well we're doing so we can help you do better. So you're going to be required to take these things. So we will be monitoring. If you're not taking our assessments, you're not helping us, it's going to be difficult for us to help you. The way our coaching works, free coaching for, all enrolled participants. But once again, you must agree to take all contact and update surveys. We're going to be sending you periodic surveys even after you finish our program. Just kind of how you doing? Update. Have you hired people? Have you got any new contracts? Have you got any money? We want to keep in touch with you so we know what's going on. We also want to do this. You may have a great story to tell. We're going to be wanting to put your story out there. We have access to different online magazines now, our website, just different ways to help you get your story out there.
Mark, can I chime in for a second?
Absolutely.
I wanted to repeat the FREE. All the trainings, all the workshops, all the business coaching, all of that is free. But in essence, it's not free. But the way you pay for it is by taking all the classes, showing up, doing the surveys, doing everything we ask you to do, because at the end of the day, we're working toward building outcomes that ultimately fund the program so we can keep doing and providing the free services.
That's correct. So I guess there is some investment on your half. You're absolutely correct. Our coaches are going to be based on your area of need. We got coaches in business development, personal development, writing the plan, marketing the business, getting funded, business certification and contract. So depending on what area that you need help in, you'll be able to go right to a coach who's specializing in that. Our coaches are well-rounded now. They can work in other areas, but they have a sweet spot of working with you in these areas. So you're going to be able to go to our TEC team page or the web portal you'll have access to and click on a link of the coach. You're going to be able to click, view their schedule, suggest a time for you to talk. and they'll get back with you and let you know it's okay. You're also going to get a coaching request survey to explain what are some of the questions you may have during your session, so that sometimes our coaches may need to look stuff up before, so they're ready for you. We take notes for each session and enter it into our client management system, so that once we complete the session, if you're talking to another coach, they'll be able to go back and look at the notes for the last session. So the 2019 program schedule. We're going to start our programs out in March. We're going to start a growth track on March 5th, Tuesday evening, and we're going to do a startup track on March 7th, the Thursday of that week. And this is going to run for 8 weeks, and then we'll have a combined graduation. Then we're going to start our second track in May, and our third track in August, and we have more tracks coming. I just put up the first 3 tracks that we have. So if you registered and tried to apply to get into this track, and for some reason you weren't able to get in it, you'll be automatically rolled into the next track or the next track, depending on where you're at. And we'll have monthly special topic workshops. They'll most likely be webinars. Sometimes they may be, special topics may be taking a tour of a resource center. So you'll be notified and invited to attend those. How do you enroll in the program? For those of you that attended this orientation, which is very, very important, because we said up front, if you don't take the time to go through this and listen to what we're talking about, we're not going to let you enroll in the program. So for those of you that attended tonight, we have a list of everyone that actually attended. You're going to receive an email within the next few days with links to the program that you want to enroll in. So if you want to be in the startup track, you can enroll in that. If you want to be in the growth track, you can enroll in that. So you're going to click on the link and complete the online enrollment application. We're going to then review the application, our team will, and you're going to receive an email with the start date of the cohort that you've been accepted into. Okay? Not all you will make it into the first one. We only have 25 slots. Now, funding for the programs that we're going to be starting in March, this free program is funded by the City of Atlanta. So in order for us to receive this funding from the City of Atlanta, they're going to require us to have you fill out a little information. So everyone that takes the class is going to have to do an incoming participant survey, an eligibility certification form, and an outgoing participant survey. The incoming participant survey looks like this. Put your name, why you're joining the program, just simple questions about starting a business, and then you'll be able to go like this. The enterprise eligibility certification form is going to ask you a little more information, and one of the things that's very important, because this is city funded, if you have employees, how many you have, how many members in your household, and your gross income. This is self-stated. We're not going to ask you for any additional information, no tax returns or anything like that. We just need to know this information for the federal funding that we're getting to do the workshops. And you're just going to certify it. You're going to fill out your name, and that's the form we're going to use to move you into the program. So this first track in March is going to be really focused on City of Atlanta people, but we will be letting everyone in. But everyone will have to fill out this form, whether you live in the City of Atlanta or not. So in summary, you're going to receive an email with links to register for the program that you want. We're going to review your application, okay? Then you're going to receive another email with the date of the cohort that you've been accepted into. Once again, the growth track will begin on Tuesday, March 5th at 6 p.m. downtown here. And the startup track will begin on Thursday, March 7th at 6 p.m. All workshops will be downtown at the Office of the Urban League, 229 Peachtree Center. And if you have questions, and some of you are not sure which program you want to be into, you can contact our program coordinator, Ms. Deb West. You'll get this information in the email that we send out. Her email address is dwest@ulgatl.org. Her phone number is 404-659-2616. And you can talk to her, and she'll direct you to the proper coach that can answer your questions. We've also put, if you want to talk with me directly or schedule time with Dr. Perry, we both have websites. You go with me, you can go to, meet with Mark, spelled with a C.com. It's going to pull up my schedule. You can suggest a time to meet. And for Dr. Perry, you can go to meetwithdrperry.com, and it'll pull up his schedule. So Dr. Perry, any closing words here? We did it in 30 minutes. I didn't want to keep them long. So any words you want to run out, or any questions that came up that you didn't think I covered?
Well, first of all, we did a wonderful job. Everybody's clapping right now, but you can't hear them because they're on mute.
Okay.
We do have a couple of questions.
All right.
The first question was, does the plan work for record labels as well? And my answer to them in the group chat was, yes, it does. It's a business. Mm-hmm. So yes, it does. And they replied, amazing. Another question was, let me see here. It says, hold on. Is it possible to attend both the startup and growth classes?
No, it's not. We have limited seating, so you have to pick one. And what's interesting, a lot of people that actually have been in business still like to do the startup track first. They kind of say, you know what, I've been doing it a while, I'm going to start all over again. And they do go through and write their business plan, and then they can roll into the next growth track. You can't do both at the same time, but if you're in business and you have a question about how you started your business, you're more than welcome to start in our startup track and then move to our growth track later.
Someone says, hello, just to clarify, everyone present on the phone received an email to sign up for the cohorts. That's the question.
Yes. Everyone that attended this workshop this evening will be first. You're going to get the emails first. And then once you fill the classes up, then we'll mark it to the rest of our database. But the people that attended this webinar tonight will get an email specifically to them where they will have first, crack at signing up for the program. And then after that, we'll send out the presentation to some of the other people. We had a lot of people register. Like I said, life happens, and maybe not everybody could attend it. But if they did register for it, they will be the next people getting a copy of this presentation. And once they go through it, we'll give them a couple days to register, and then we'll open the registration up for the remaining workshop series.
That is all the questions, okay. But the comment I have is that this program is about outcome, and we are wanting to work with people who are serious about, I have an idea to where I've been doing a little something for a year or two, or I've been doing something over a year, over 2 years, and you're the growth, but we're serious. We're bringing resources to bear, more than I ever had when I first started. I didn't have any of this. I learned my stuff OJT. I did have an entrepreneurship coach, but I did not have any of these resources that the Urban League is bringing to the table. So from a coaching perspective, you're going to be able to receive coaching based on the outcome. So we're going to have a coaching session with one of the coaches. You're going to be provided with some action items. And before you're going to be able to schedule your next coaching session, you're going to have to make sure you have done and prepared and delivered those action items so we can go on to the next thing. These will not be sessions of just feel-good sessions to talk and have conversation. We have too many people to serve and not enough people to serve them. So we have to make sure that we're on point with what we're doing. And we're very excited. We're looking forward to servicing everyone that signs up for the program. And we're looking to turn everyone that participates into some real serious business owners who are making money, paying out payroll, and making them calls to the bank. And they're saying, yes, sir, that, or yes, ma'am, that is the balance on the account.
Right on. That's absolutely correct. So we look forward to you joining the program. Like I said, if you have direct questions, you can contact Ms. West, or you can contact myself or Dr. Perry. You will be getting our contact information in the email that you'll receive. So don't hesitate to ask questions. If you have a question about which program, where you're at, talk to us so we can make sure you sign up for the right program. So any final words, Dr. Perry?
One other question is, we've been in business for 2 months now. Are we eligible or do we need to wait the 20 months? No, sir, or no, ma'am. You're eligible right now.
Okay. Repeat the question again. You kind of faded out for a second.
It says, we've been in business for about 2 months now. Are we eligible or do we need to wait the 24 months? And my question is, no, you're eligible because we do 0 to over 3 years.
Right.
So you're just in the startup phase.
Right. So we do consider you, if you've been doing it 2 months, we still consider you a startup. We wouldn't want to put you into the growth track because it's very coach intensive and we're expecting you to know certain things about your business that after 2 months you really don't know yet. But you will be well deserved to go into the startup track. And a lot of times if you're in the startup track and we feel that, you know what, you really get it, we can then just migrate you immediately to the growth track. So some of you may start in the startup track and the coach may come to me and say, Mark, we really feel this person needs to be in the growth track. And you just start coming on Tuesday nights versus Thursday nights. So we do have flexibility. So we want to meet you where you are and then try to help you grow to where you want to be.
One other question, we must have a artist on here, an artist, because the question is, does the Urban League have a jingle? So I'm not aware of
I don't think we do.
So
hey, you kind of dropped out again there, Doctor.
Willie Harvey, okay. Mr. Harvey. I don't know if you're an artist, but that sounds like an opportunity. And in life, as an entrepreneur, you have to seize on those opportunities. Right. So no, we don't have a jingle.
Yeah, maybe we need one. So let's talk about it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I try to keep our webinars and things that we do to 30 to 45 minutes so you can get back to living life. So once again, this will be recorded, or it has been recorded. When you get the email for registration, you're going to get an email to a link for this recording in case you want to go through it again. So please contact us if you have questions. We look forward to helping you grow your businesses. And we want you to have a great evening. So, Dr. Perry, I guess we will see these people later.
Absolutely. And did a great job, Mark.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we're going to end this and end the meeting, and we'll talk later.